but well played in. He really worked hard to get back and deny him then. Now Robson. Once again, Galatasaray have possession, but offside. Tugay was offside. And the nerves eating away at the Manchester United manager, I'm sure. 10 minutes into the second half, and the game remains goalless. That's a good header by Giggs to Sharp. Back it goes again to Giggs. Let's have a bit of magic now from Ryan Giggs. Sadly, no. Indeed, I think the referee had signalled a free kick in before the ball had crossed the line there. Ryan Giggs, frustratingly, hasn't been able to get into those dangerous positions he seems to get into every week at home. With the problems England are facing in qualifying for the World Cup finals in the USA next summer, the last thing English football needs is for its champion club, Manchester United, to go out at this early stage of the European Cup. I think it's a critical night for more than just Manchester United here. English football's hopes on the line as well. Miskick clearance there by Gertz, but Galatasaray have got away with it. Parker heads it on to Sharp. That's brilliant play by Sharp. Cantona's layoff to Irwin. All 11 Galatasaray players inside their own half as United attack. Here's Robson. Turns it forward. He tried to get it back from Cantona, and I thought he was brought down there, Robson, by Tugay, but the referee has said play on. Arif dispossessed by Irwin. He then gives it back to Tugay. Yusuf rides the challenge from Sharp and finds Suat. Kubilay and Hakan forward, but he has to check, and did very well. Hamza. Tugay always available in the middle of the field. Now Suat's given it away to Keane. Sharp. Giggs to his left. Turned on first time to Keane. And well played Keane. Now Robson. Well, that was the wrong ball, really, by the captain, as he tried to lay it inside the fullback to Phelan. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, because Phelan was offside. Dennis.
What I wanted to say, although they haven't created anything in the second half, I think it's been a much more positive attitude by Manchester United. As we say, and we all know, they've got to go out to win the game, and I think for the first time in the match, they've thrown the midfield players to help the front players, and that has put pressure on the Turkish defence, keep them penned in their own half, and I think they've done that a little bit more in the second half.
Bruce in possession for Manchester United. It's not a good ball, but it comes back to United. Robson finding Cantona. Now Phelan. Not long for Ince. And a little nudge there, I think, by Ince, but in any case, no, the referee has seen his linesman flagging. I thought it was going to go Galatasaray's way, but United have got the corner. Giggs will take it. Goes in quickly. Bruce on the near post, but he never reached him. Giggs again with an opportunity to cross. Goes in rather flatter this time. Turned clear by Suat. The little period this for Manchester United. Parker whips it back in. There's no offside. Cantona. Chance here perhaps for United. Cantona battling away. And still Giggs gets the half shot in. It comes back out again to Keane. And that's a foul by Suat. Free kick to Manchester United. And certainly United had Galatasaray wobbling in this moment, just prior to that foul.
Well, what they've done, they've pushed players forward, haven't they? They've pushed a lot of players onto the Turkish defence, and it makes it very hard to clear it. And when they have cleared it, it keeps coming back to Manchester United. So this has been a really good spell for United.
If they could top it off with a goal, what joy that would be. Hayrettin lines up his defensive wall. Cantona, Ince and Robson are the three United players over the ball. It's an awful long way out for a shot, but it's still on perhaps. I think Ince will roll it short, and maybe Cantona will have a crack. That's exactly what happened, and it went straight at the wall. Turned back into Giggs. Yusuf takes charge. His goalkeeper's giving him a hard time, saying, look, I had that ball covered, but Yusuf couldn't take the risk. Cantona gets it back to Irwin. Straight back in. It's not a bad-looking ball either, and it breaks to Keane inside the box. But again, United couldn't force the issue, and suddenly Galatasaray looked dangerous on the counter-attack here. Hakan in possession. Kubilay and Arif are both forward for him. He's done well, the big number 9. Finds Arif. Only Kubilay in the penalty box at the moment. But the sensible thing for Galatasaray to do at the moment is just to keep possession, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. Arif, Suat, Arif again. Keane arrives to win it back for Manchester United. Upfield towards Giggs. Bülent, the defender, was very good and very calm. Knocks it long, but Hakan is offside. Schmeichel urging his players to forward positions. Quarter of an hour gone, an hour of the game completed, still 0-0. And the 3-3 first leg score remains in Galatasaray's favour because of the away goals ruling. United have got to score. Suat turns it clear. Hakan's little header is a good one. Arif onto it. That's good defending again from Bruce. He got across in the nick of time, and as well he did, because he was the last defender apart from the goalkeeper Schmeichel. In fact, the referee's brought them back and given a free kick for the earlier collision, rather surprisingly. Turned in by Tugay, and the header almost dropping again for Hakan from Kubilay, but United get it clear. It was a rather wild clearance from Sharp. Phelan wins it back. Now Suat for Galatasaray. Hamza. United's throw in. Good early throw. Robson turns it on to Cantona. Ince making a good run forward again, but the Cantona through ball wasn't good enough to find him. That's a good challenge to win it back by Keane. And then the ball not long to Giggs. Giggs looking for Sharp. It'll come back to Giggs from Robson, and the offside flag has been raised. Free kick to Galatasaray. Gary Newbon down on the touchline again.
Well, obviously United have got to attack all the while, but there is a sense of frustration on the United bench. Urging their defenders to go forward, but they don't obviously want to get caught on the counter-attack. A lot of the yelling is going towards Giggs. They really want Giggs to burst through now and try and set up the winning goal.
18 minutes completed in the second half. Galatasaray 0, Manchester United 0, 3-3 on aggregate. Parker's header clear. Irwin. Giggs to Cantona. In hard with Stumpf. The ball breaks to Sharp, but he couldn't control it first time. Now Irwin has it back, and the free kick has gone against Robson again. Umpteen times the referee has seen fit to rule a foul when Brian Robson has made challenges. I don't really think he can argue about that particular one. A lengthy delay which won't do Manchester United's cause any good. Two guys all right to continue, and the game will restart with a free kick to Galatasaray. 0-0 the score, and that will be enough for them to go through. Cantona finds Keane, on it goes to Ince. Robson is in support. And Ince again chose the most difficult route, I'm afraid. Hayrettine's clearance, headed on by Hakan. Phelan. Over the head of Cantona. Stumps did well to win it back. And now little Suat to Hakan. And the referee's had enough of one or two of these United challenges. And that's going to be a yellow card. I think it was just one tackle too many. Bruce hadn't really committed a foul as far as I can remember in the game. But I think because of the challenges by Brian Robson, ironically, the referees decided enough's enough. And the first yellow card of the game.
I think you're right, Al. I think it's just been a culmination of a few tackles, in particular by Robson. And Steve Bruce was very unlucky there to actually get booked. Certainly, if it was a foul on the ground, the referee just puts him out. But United have done better in the second half. As I say, they're not creative, and maybe they're a bit frustrated with the final pass or whatever, but they know what they've... I'm sure Alex Ferguson at half-time has had a word to say, listen, we've got to go out, we've got to get our midfield players up to help our front players, we've got to try and get that goal, and that's exactly what they've been doing. Although they hasn't been a clean-cut type of game, at least they're putting it in there, and the opportunity to get it. And also they put the Galatasaray, their passing has dropped off a little bit as well.
Free kick then to Galatasaray. Cleared by Phelan. Now Robson. Gets it back from Ince. Again, United lose out in the middle of the field. Kubilai finding Hakan. Now Tugay. It breaks loose though to Sharp. Dennis Irwin. Long ball for Cantona, easily won back by Big Stumpf, who's had a very solid game, the sweeper for Galatasaray. In fact, they've all played well, really, the Turkish team, and in particular did well then and went round Parker, who will become the second Manchester United player in a matter of a minute or so to be shown the yellow card for the foul. Strangely enough, I think he thought about hauling him down. He certainly had a hand on him. But whether he did, in fact, in the end bring him down, I'm not certain. I think the Galatasaray man was looking for that free kick and got it. Midway through the second half, still 0-0. Yusuf in possession for Galatasaray. Turns it long towards Hakan on the far post. He gets there ahead of Phelan. Now Hamza. That's a lovely little back healer. Hakan turning it back. Kubilai knocks it long towards Suat. Suat, the littlest man on the field, has still got there ahead of Schmeichel, who's the biggest. I think that was a sign of the anxiety that United are obviously feeling whenever Galatasaray attacks.
I don't know what was going through Schmeichel's head here. I mean, he's the smallest guy in the field. He's obviously took his eye off the ball and was watching the man. Got away with it.
Jim McGregor, the Manchester United physio, is called upon to get on to treat an injured player for the first time in the match, unlike his opposite number, and I'm sure Jim McGregor would agree that if he was a Galatasaray physio, he'd have been overworked by now. And it's the signal for Alex Ferguson to get to his feet again on the touchline, and also the signal for the crowd to break into song again. Just listen to the noise and look at the enthusiasm. The game will restart with a corner kick to Galatasaray. Hakan, the danger man, closely watched by Bruce. He got it well on that near post area. It was touched across the United goal. Fortunately, it was a Manchester United player it went to. Then headed back in by Goetz. Robson couldn't find control chased by Arif. And that's a goal kick. Time beginning to run out for Manchester United. They have just a shade over 20 minutes to rescue their hopes of going through to the lucrative Champions League stage of the European Champions Cup. 0-0 is no good to them. In many other circumstances, it would be a fine away score, but they only drew 3-3 at home a fortnight ago. And because of those 3 away goals, they have a very big insurance policy here, Galatasaray. 0-0, 1-1, 2-2 would still be enough to see the Turkish champions go through. It's a difficult moment for Manchester United with 20 minutes to go. Do they now start piling bodies forward and taking all kinds of risks, or do they hold on a little longer and try and keep their shape? Here's Ince. It's a good run forward, but a bad ball at the end of it, I'm afraid, by Paul Ince.
And that's happened a tremendous amount of occasions, hasn't it, when they've got into the Turkish half and sort of the final ball, and that was Paul Ince's ball. I mean, he had done ever so well to get to that situation and then just knocked the ball far too hard. Maybe it's the ideal time for Alex Ferguson to be maybe thinking of bringing on a substitute, i.e. Dublin, taking off a midfield player, and then just knocking the ball into the Turkish penalty area and hopefully get the goal.
And the noise all around us now reaching fever pitch at times. The crowd here of about 35,000 feeling their team are on their way. And that's a dangerous ball, beautifully cut out by Schmeichel. A first-time clearance into the half, headed away by Gertz, as we see again a replay of that dangerous moment for United. But the ball is back in play again. Bruce getting it forward to Sharp. Now Irwin. That's a good ball for Robson. Referee gets in his way, but he finds Ince. Ince tried to line up the shot, but the gap wouldn't come. And Giggs' little back heeler has only given possession back to Suat. That's a very good ball forward, and a nice layoff too. This is where they look so good. Arif in possession. Kubilai to his left. He turns it back. Unfortunately for United, turns it behind as well. They might have made more of that break, actually, as Dion Dublin is about to come on here in what could be just about Manchester United's final throw of the dice. With Dion Dublin, who has not had too many games since joining Manchester United from Cambridge. He broke his leg, remember, early on in his career, and has been kept out by well, the sheer size and quality of United's squad. But now he's on for Roy Keane, and obviously will be thrown straight into the fray up front to give Manchester United another option now. 6'2", very strong in the air, Dion Dublin, and they will have to go route one now, Manchester United. Immediately, his first contribution is to give away a free kick.
I was going to say, I think that was the only option left, really, wasn't it, to take a midfield player off and then throw it, because they haven't. Keane has not really got into the game at all. I thought it's been much better in the second half.
17 minutes to go. The countdown towards Manchester United's European ambitions. Dublin's layoff finds Robson. Robson stabbing it forward. Giggs trying to get in behind the defender, but he's totally outnumbered by yellow jerseys. Even Kubilai, an attacking player, is back defending now. And why not? From Galatasaray's point of view, really, basically all they have to do is keep defending. Giggs. They've got to pick it up a gear now, Manchester United. They've got to up the pace. That's not a bad ball in towards Dublin. Dublin gets the header eventually, but the whistle has gone and a free kick has been given to Galatasaray, frustratingly for United. Gertz doesn't seem to quite understand why. Not sure Cantona does either, but a free kick it is. All the trophies that Alex Ferguson has won in his days as manager of Aberdeen and Manchester United, the one he wants, like any other manager in the game, is the European Cup. He really did think, and I think a lot of people in the game would have agreed with him, that this could have been Manchester United's season. The depth and quality of their squad, the manner in which they won the English Championship last season and lead it so emphatically again this, it looked as though it could be United's year. But now, I have to say, it looks as though they could even go out at the second round stage. But there is still time. Let's not write them off too soon. There's still a quarter of an hour to go here for Manchester United to get that all-important, critical, crucial goal. Then they'd have to hold on to it, because 1-1 would not be enough, I repeat. Bruce with the free kick. It goes in high, predictably, towards Dublin. Headed away by Stump. Irwin knocks it back in. Yusuf gets it clear. Still in play. Irwin's gone well. And the referee's given a free kick against the United fullback. Arif goes down dramatically again. If he was there, then sure he's not as badly hurt as he's pretending to be. And there's a bit of an incident off the ball here, because Cantona went to fetch the ball, and suddenly all the Turkish players surround the Frenchman, and that was all totally unnecessary, and he's inflaming the crowd, and I don't really know why on earth this is happening. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's all blown up from absolutely nothing, that. And they're still arguing and shouting, and Cantona would be well advised to get well away from it. Dion Dublin's doing just that. Well done, Dublin. The Frenchman flaring up there. He was trying to get the ball, and as you can see, one of the coaching staff of Galatasaray came to try and prevent him getting it, and he lashed out at it, and all that led to a flare-up which eventually involved about 10 players from either side. All very, very silly, and not doing United's cause any good at all. The last thing they want to do here is inflame this crowd anymore.
Really, with just a bit of frustration there on Cantona's part, and he did, and as you say, one of the Galatasaray staff came out, and he was only trying to get the ball, I think, and of course a few people came on, so something that you don't want to happen.
There's the object of all the excitement. Irwin's clearance. Flicked on by Cantona. Dublin. Sharp. That's a goal kick. Down on the touchline. Let's hear again from Gary.
Well, Gordon Milne, who's a manager over here in Turkey, was telling me this morning that it's incidents like that we've just seen involving Cantona that really get the crowd going. It's not so much the scoreline, it's an off-the-ball incident. And you can hear them really booing now. By the way, I spoke to Dion Dublin at the team hotel this morning, and he just said, I'd love to have the chance to come on because I'll battle my way through. It's a great opportunity for me to come back and really score a goal. Well, this would be the most important goal of Dion Dublin's career if he can snatch it with just a few minutes to go.
But here's Arif in possession for Galatasaray, threatening the United goal. Yusuf coming forward, first time in this half he's done so. And a poor cross. A bit of a gap he's left behind now. Schmeichel with one of those enormous throws of his finds Giggs, who couldn't find Dublin, lashed back into the United half, only as far as Bruce. 12 minutes to go, still 0-0. If it remains that way, Galatasaray will go through. Manchester United will go out. Free kick, or is it a throw-in? Giggs isn't quite sure. The referee's indicated free kick. Swung in high by Giggs towards Dion Dublin. It breaks to Robson, taken off him, and that'll only be a throw to United. And everyone stands to boo Cantona as he comes to the near touchline, but Sharp it is who'll take the throw in and look for Cantona. A difficult bounce there, but the whistle's gone because Dublin was fouling as the throw-in came in. He said his shirt was being pulled.
He's only been on about 5 minutes. I think that's about the fourth foul he's been involved in. But I think we're going to see some desperate defending by the Turks. They know that they're not very long away from going through to the next round. United desperately need to get the goal, so they're going to throw a lot up. And the fanatical support here as well. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, there were times in the 80s when English clubs absolutely dominated the European Cup with 7 wins in 8 years. But now we face the prospect of our English champions going out in only the second round of this season's competition. They have 11 minutes in which to do something about it. Bruce finds Ince, out to Phelan. Giggs takes over and whips it in first time. Sharp is up there. Dublin actually took it away from him, and he might have been better leaving it to his teammate that time. The clock ticks on. 10 minutes remaining. Galatasaray 0, Manchester United 0. 3-3 is the aggregate score, and if it remains goalless here, as the anxious managerial teams know, that means Galatasaray are through. The various cheerleaders dotted all around this stadium, unofficial and official, on their feet again, urging more noise from this crowd who've been here most of the day. Dublin's header to Robson. He was under pressure from Suat. Parker has it for Manchester United and finds Giggs. Giggs on again to Robson. Robson runs into trouble but keeps the ball, and then the whistle goes and a free kick has gone again against Robson. It's been very quickly taken. As you're seeing the replay here, they're already back in play. And a good lay-on too by Hakan. Hamza getting forward on the left-hand side. Park has to take it away from him. Goal kick. 8 minutes to go, Dennis.
Well, time is certainly running out, and you must say that if they do go out tonight, it wasn't here that they've lost it. It was obviously at Old Trafford, where they drew 3-3. I mean, they've tried everything tonight. They've fought and they've battled. But when you look at what they've actually created, there hasn't been any. There was a chance in the first half with Giggs when he shot past the post, but really it's one of those, it's an up and under now, and it's a sort of, can you get that little bit of luck in the penalty area?
Phelan has turned his clearance straight to Arif. And now Suat. Dublin running hard to close down the space for Suat, who gives it away anyway. United just simply haven't created enough pressure, have they? I'm sure if they had to go out, they would have wanted to go out by at least throwing the ball in the box and giving Galatasaray a lot of problems, but that hasn't happened here. They're going to make another substitution now in an attempt to try and force something, and young Gary Neville, who's basically a defensive player, is the man who's coming on, and I'm not quite sure what that's going to achieve. Maybe they'll shove Steve Bruce forward into an attacking role.
Dennis? Something like that, yes. You can't really understand, you know, he's only a young boy coming on, he is a defender, and maybe they'll go through Steve up front.
I think it might be Parker who's coming off. I can see a number 6 there, unless it's a number 9. But anyway, whatever it is, they'll have to wait to make the substitution. The ball's still in play, but it isn't now. So a big moment in the career of this young man, though he would have certainly wished things to have happened in far the better circumstances than this. 7 minutes to go, and it is indeed, I think, Parker who's coming off. And still the referee doesn't seem to have noticed that United are trying to make a substitution. It's Phelan, in fact, in the end, who's coming off. So Phelan replaced by Neville, and just 6 minutes remaining here. Bruce hammers the ball forward. Dublin turning it on. That's not a bad ball. Can Cantona get in behind the last defender? Well, Hayretin made sure he couldn't. And United under pressure themselves. Hakan taken off him by Irwin. This is Bruce. frustration for Hakan, but he knows now he's only 6 minutes away from being on the victorious